Greetings everyone, Tekking here, with a trivia contest to get you hyped for the actual contest. The real contest is not a trivia contest, I'm just doing this to sort of wet your metaphorical whistles for the real one. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a few objects here, and you tell me which one is objectively the most powerful. Alright, first contender here, the mighty hammer Mjolnir, wielded by Thor. We also have the Master Sword, wielded by the hero of Hyrule himself, Link. Then we have Rick's portal gun from Rick and Morty, followed closely by some strange watch thing I have, which I'm now realizing I own way too many toys for a 25-year-old. Or this, a candy cane. Vote now! Oh wait, no, sorry, I forgot one more. There's like this stupid fruit thing that's like shaped like a heart. So, yeah, vote now! Okay, you done voting? Alright, awesome. So, there is in fact the devil fruit. And what we're gonna be doing, what you guys are gonna be doing, I'm just gonna kind of sit back and watch, is designing your own devil fruit. Yes, the contest is here! So, yeah, I mentioned this last fall when I did that My Hero Academia contest. That was something a little different. I wanted to try out the video contest entries. They were really cool, so I'm glad I did that, but I wanted to get back to something more traditional, kind of like the design your own character, design your own power, design your own giant anime sword. I should do a design your own giant anime sword episode. Oh, that would be so cool. But for right now, just designing your own devil fruit, okay? So, as with all my other contests, I have the rules here in my hand, and if you want to get the rules in your hand, or if you just want to read them on your computer screen, there is a link in the description to go to my Google Drive, and you can download this as a PDF, which you can then print out, and you can tape to your wall and then stare at every night and make sure you memorize the rules, because the rules are very important to this, okay? I take this extremely seriously when we're designing fictional fruits that give you magical powers, but then take away your ability to swim. This is hard science right here. Alright, so, the general concept of the contest, I don't think I need to explain it to you. If you're a fan of One Piece up until this point, you should know what a devil fruit is, and the kind of powers that they give, the different types, Logia, Zone, Paramecia, and then there's the subtypes of the zones, like Ancient Zone and Mythical Zone, so we all understand that concept. Alright, good. I can just skip with the preamble. Okay, so here are the rules for the contest. Rule number 1, you can only have one entry per person. That one should be pretty self-explanatory. You know, you gotta design one fruit, and then you send it to me, and then that's it. Second, entries must be 300 words or less. I have a feeling that I'm going to be receiving a lot of entries, just based on the previous contests that I have done. The contest I did last year, the My Hero one and the Green Bull one, were a little bit different. The My Hero contest was video entries. Even then, I still received hundreds of video entries. And the Green Bull contest was something that was only art. It was art only, so, you know, some people were like, I can't really draw that well, so I'm not going to enter. Even then, we got, like, I think 500 entries, or very close to it. But I have a feeling if I just, you know, here's a design your own devil fruit contest, and you don't have to be able to draw. You can draw, you know, the devil fruit if you want to. It's just it's not going to be part of the contest. It's not necessary, but you can send a drawing of your custom fruit if you want to. So that's the reason we're doing 300 words or less, just so I could conceivably get through all of the entries. Number 3, your entry must include the name and the type of your devil fruit. So, at some point, preferably at the beginning of your explanation, you gotta tell me the name of the fruit and what type it is. Logia, Zone, or Paramecia. And rule number 4 is if you decide to make a zone, you have to clarify whether or not it's a traditional zone, kind of like Tony Chopper has, just the human fruit, or it's an ancient zone, like X-Drake or Page 1, or King, you know, they have the ability to turn into dinosaurs or ancient beings that no longer exist in the world, or a mythical zone that gives you the ability to turn into mythological creatures, like Kaido, who is in fact a dragon. Now, I understand there's a few other subtypes of fruits, like they talked about carnivorous zones, like with Lucci had, and then with Katakuri we had special Paramecia, but just to keep it simple, there's going to be 5 categories that you get to pick from. Logia, Zone, Ancient Zone, Mythical Zone, and then Paramecia. Just 5 categories, pick one of those 5, okay? And you can only pick one of those 5. As for the name of the fruit, I didn't put this in the rules, but just to clarify, Oda has a very particular naming scheme with his fruits, you know, just the way that they're pronounced and the syllables that they're put in there. I'm not going to police that very strictly. As long as you keep them just one word repeated, then you're good. I don't want to have, like, it can't be like if you want to make like some sort of like atomic devil fruit, you know, you could call it the atomic no mi or atom fruit. That's fine, but don't call it like the atom bomb fruit. Just keep it like one word repeated, and you know, no mi, or you know, one word repeated and then fruit at the end. You know, if I was gonna, like, you know, I have the ability to control trees, I have the power of the wood fruit, you know, something like that. Just keep it like simple, one word, and then just repeated that. Rule number 5, each fruit can only have one type. I only put this in here just to make it so people don't do like fruit fusions, you know, like, well, Tekking, let me tell you, my fruit is a zone, but it also gives you the power of a Logia. Like, not that kind of custom. We're not doing that kind of thing where we're like fusing the types together. Now keep in mind, there are some fruits, like katakuris for instance, that can kind of give the illusion that it's a Logia, so you can get clever and you can do kind of stuff like that. But you're not allowed to just throw out there, like, yeah, it's a traditional zone and it allows you to turn into a chipmunk, but it also just gives you the ability to transform into lightning. You know, like, you can't do that, alright? But, you know, if you can keep it within the standards, like, of how katakuri's fruit is, you know, I'll be fine with that. Number 6, entries must include one unique strength and one unique weakness. Okay, I did this with a previous contest, the Bleach contest, with the Zompok toes, just in case to keep people from like, here is this ridiculously overpowered weapon. I also wanted you to think about a weakness that you could have. Okay, so you gotta tell me, you know, one way that you could use this fruit as an advantage in battle. It doesn't even necessarily have to be battle. It could be a support type kind of devil fruit. But one strength of how it's used and a negative aspect of it. And, you know, depending on the user of the fruit, like, you know, each user is going to have the fruit and use it in a different way. I'm sure Sabo is probably going to use Ace's fruit a little bit differently than he did. So yeah, I just need one unique strength and one unique weakness. And that actually goes into rule number 7. You do not need to include the standard devil fruit weaknesses. I put this in here because there's a 300 word limit, so I don't want people having to explain, and also I don't want to like, oh yes, my weakness is I can't swim. I'm like, well, no, duh, they're all like that. But yeah, just that's understood. It's a devil fruit, so you're weak to water, you know, you can't swim, and sea prism stone and that kind of stuff. We already are aware of that. You don't have to put that in there. I mean, if you got some extra space, you could put it in there, sure, but it's not required, just to keep it easy on the word limits and all that stuff. Okay, so that's rule number 7. Rule number 8, okay, you cannot use a fruit that already exists in One Piece, canon or non-canon. Okay, so what I mean by this is you're not simply allowed to take a fruit and just kind of change the name around a little bit, but it's still the same power. Like, for example, Aokiji's devil fruit is the Hiei no Mi, or the chili fruit, okay? You can't just say, my fruit is the ice fruit, and it basically does all the stuff that Aokiji does. He can freeze things at a touch, he can turn people into icicles and popsicles, and he can make ice swords and stuff. It's the same exact fruit, it just has a different name. Can't do that kind of stuff. Also, the same thing with, like, non-canon stuff. I don't want people to, like, oh, well, my ability is to make things bigger and faster. I'm like, okay, well, that's Burn D World's ability from 3D2Y. Now, here's the thing I wanted to bring up, though, as a way to kind of look at it from another perspective. There are a bunch of devil fruits in the One Piece franchise that are heat-based. Alright, there's Oven's Netsu no Mi in the actual canon of the manga. There's Don Asino's Hot fruit, which was in the Ice Hunter filler arc. And I believe there was another guy by the name of Bear King that had some sort of heat-based fruit that, like, heated up his body to make it harder in one of the movies. So there's a bunch of different kind of fruits that are, they follow the same theme of heat, but they each do it in a slightly different way. So kind of think of it like that. You can, going back to the Aokiji example, you can have a devil fruit that includes, you know, the elements of cold or ice or snow. You just have to spin it in a way that's different from the way Aokiji's fruit works, or Monet's Yuki Yuki Snow fruit works. But you can still use those kind of abilities. It just has to be done in a different way. So that's the way I'm explaining it. So if I'm reading, and this is going to be basically just judged on, you know, I'm reading through the entries. I'm like, does this sound exactly like Aokiji's fruit, or is it different enough that it warrants it? But I'll be pretty chill with this, no pun intended, as long as it's not like a blatant ripoff, as long as it's not like, my fruit ability is the ability to turn into fire and to throw fire punches. I'm like, okay, well, that's the Maramara no Mi, bro, sorry. So that's that. Number 9. Artwork of the devil fruit can be included, but it's not necessary. So, you know, you can include a little drawing, little doodle of your devil fruit if you want. We're not going to be judging artwork this time, but it's, you know, you can include it if you want. And finally, number 10, the obligatory rule on entries must be PG-13 and not include any nudity or profane language. So you can't have exactly like the, you know, the jizz fruit. And okay, let me strap in, Tekking. This is what this does. You know, like, you know, I would get a chuckle out of it, but, you know, we're going to be doing this on YouTube, live streaming and everything to announce the winners, so probably should keep it as PG-13 as possible. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, I can only imagine, like, because even Oda mentioned that at one point. Like, Oda came up with it as, like, it's like, if you could have a devil fruit, Oda-sensei, what would it be? And, like, the arrow no Mi. I'm like, oh, of course it would be. Why wouldn't it be? Alright, so these are information on how to enter the contest. All entries must be sent to Tekking101 at gmail.com. That is the only place I'm going to be accepting them. That's the vlog channel email. That's what I use for all the contests, so send it to that. If you send it somewhere else, like over Twitter, or my other emails, or Facebook, or YouTube, you know, I don't think YouTube has messages anymore. I think I got rid of that. But if you send it anywhere else, I won't accept it. Has to be through this email. This is also really important. Like, all these other rules are really important, but this is the one thing, like, I'm not even kidding. If you guys could do this for me, it would make this process so much easier, all right? So, when you're sending me the email and you're deciding what to type in the subject line, here's what you do. Just tell me the type of the fruit you're designing. That's it. If you're designing a Logia, just type in Logia, or Logia fruit design. If you're making a mythical zone, type mythical fruit, mythical zone fruit design, whatever. Just include the type of the fruit in the subject line, because when I'm going through all of these, no doubt hundreds, if not over 1,000 entries, it's possible it could get that high this time. I'm sure this is going to be insane. You know, when I'm going through all of these entries, it's going to be so much simpler for me to just take all of the entries that are, you know, oh, these are all the zones, these are all the Logias, these are all the Paramecias, and I could just take them and put them in their respective folders, because we're going to be giving out the prizes based on the categories. Each category is going to have its own top 10 list, so that would make my job infinitely easier. Is like, so don't put in the subject line like, hey Tekking, here's my contest entry, or this is just contest entry. Just tell me the type of fruit you're sending me. Just do that. That would make it so much simpler for me to just organize this whole thing. All right. And the deadline for these entries is going to be roughly 2 weeks from today. Today is January 31st, so roughly in 2 weeks, February 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have to have these in. So, yeah, actually, I forgot to put Eastern Standard Time on my, my copy, but I'll make sure that's updated on yours. Okay, so that's very important there. I'm going to be getting a lot of entries for this. Like, I don't even want to think about the number of entries I'm going to get for this. So, yeah, if you're even a minute off, I'm doing that as a hard cutoff deadline, because I figure at that point I'm going to have hundreds of entries, and if you didn't get in by that point, man, I'm sorry, but that's 2 weeks, and I'm cutting it off at there, because we're going to have a lot of stuff to go over. All right, so The winners will be announced in a live stream format. Same thing that we did with the Green Bowl art contest. I have some judges helping me out this time. We got Rogers Base back, and then we also have Nux Taku, who's going to be helping me out with this, and they're going to be in the live stream as well. Pretty much the same format we did with the Green Bowl contest. Now, what's going to happen is, out of all of the entries we get, we're going to make a top 10 list for each category. So a top 10 in a Logia, Paramecia, Zone, Ancient Zone, and Mythical Zone. Alright, so that's 5 top 10s, and plus there's going to be a grand prize winner out of all the categories. So that'll be 51 unique entries that we're going to be going over here in the live stream format. As for prizes, because I'm sure you're excited for the prizes. So because this is a little different than the other contests, I can't exactly just do, like top 3, because we're doing 5 unique top 10 categories. This is the way I ended up doing this. Okay, so in each top 10, there's going to be 2 prizes given. There's going to be the first prize for number 1 in each of the top 10, and then there's going to be the runner-up prize for the number 2s in each of the top 10. So that means there's going to be 10 prizes total there. There's going to be 5 number 1 prizes and 5 runner-up prizes, okay? The runner-up prizes in each category will receive a $20 Amazon gift card. I just give out Amazon gift cards because they're an easy prize to give, and Amazon has everything anyway, so there you go. And the first prize in each individual category will receive a $50 Amazon gift card. Then we have the grand prize winner, who will receive a special place, because it's not like the first prize in Logia is also going to get the grand prize as well. The grand prize is going to be its own separate thing. Okay, so there's going to be 11 prizes given out total. That's how it's going to go. The grand prize will receive a brand spanking new PlayStation 4 or an equivalent cash prize of $300. Same thing I did with the My Hero contest. So if you already have a PlayStation 4, or if you don't want one, or you're boycotting Sony for whatever reason, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 3 right now and I'm loving it. But if for whatever reason you don't want a PlayStation 4, I'll talk to me, we'll sort something out, we'll send the equivalent cash prize in lieu of a PS4. But yes, that is the prizes. Not as many prizes as I gave out last time, because I usually do like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 prize and then the grand prize, but this is just a little different in how we're laying everything out. So I wanted to give out a decent number of prizes, but there's going to be different depending on, because of the top 10. But other than that, that's all of the rules I have for you. Once again, the deadline for this is February 14th, 11:59 p.m. If you have any questions regarding the contest, comment below. I will try to get to them. I'll keep track of this video and make sure if there's any major comments and stuff. And also, something else I would recommend is go down into the comments now if you're already thinking of like a question or something I missed, and if somebody already commented that, just upvote that, and then, if I see a comment with like a bunch of upvotes, I'll get to that obviously and address that easier than having like 100 comments of the same question, so that would be easier for me, but whatever. I think I covered everything major here. But, yeah, if I left everything out, just let me know. Okay, so the game is on! I look forward to watching you send me in boatloads of entries, and then I look forward to going over them with my judges. I should also bring up the exact date of the stream. That hasn't been decided yet, okay? Just because I don't know. There's so many variables with this. I don't know how many entries I'm going to be getting. I might get less entries than I might be expecting, and we might get the stream out fairly quickly. But the contest is over on February 14th at midnight, but, we have to go through all the entries and look through everything, and then that could take a while. I'm ballparking the announcement stream to be somewhere around late February, early March, but that's just a ballpark, mind you. That's just a mere guesstimate. It might take longer than that. When I did the Green Bowl contest, I wanted the stream to be announced in January, and I think it was delayed an extra 2 weeks or so, because, once again, we got to get schedules and everything. Everyone has to be available. But, yeah, as soon as we got everything sorted and we have the winners, we'll get the stream out as quickly as humanly possible, depending on our schedules and everything. And yeah, so thanks for watching, thanks for the continued support, and thank you for participating in the contest. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of really cool ones. So yeah, Tekking101 signing out. Can't wait to see your entries, guys. Later. Remember, rules are in the description below if you want this copy of paper. Thank you. Bye! Oh, it's going to be intense.